Hello, welcome back to Kids Cooking with Nolan, and today we will be making homemade egg pasta. And first what you want to do is wash your hands, and then you're going to take 2 cups of flour and pour it onto your pastry sheet and then smooth it out into a volcano-like shape with a bowl. And then you're going to want to add a pinch of salt around the thing, around the volcano. Then you're going to want to take 2 eggs, crack them into a bowl. Then you're going to want to take the egg yolks out by scooping your hand into the bowl, and then plop it into the flour. And then you're going to want to do that and keep the whites for later because you need that moisture if the dough gets too dry. Then you're going to want to take a pasta cutter or a fork. And you're going to want to mix this around in the pasta. And you're going to want to take a little bit of flour, like push it in on the egg almost. And do that until the dough forms. So now is the hard part, kneading. Once you have sort of a doughy texture, you're going to want to knead kind of in a crisscross or X pattern. Also, if you kneaded it while you were making the start of the dough, you can add more eggs or flour, like I did. I added a couple more eggs and a little bit more flour. Anything so that it can get to the final product of the dough, which is a lightly yellowish colored ball. It's okay if it has some cracks, but you can just keep kneading, and you don't want to over knead it or else the dough can get too dry and it will not cook very well or slice very well. Now comes my personal favorite part, which is forming the pasta. So first what you're going to want to do is lightly flour your work surface. Then you're going to want to take your dough and take a pasta cutter or a knife, and you're going to want to cut it up into about 4 equal pieces. And then take one of the pieces, and if you have a pasta cutter, you're going to want to slide it through at 1, which is its thickest setting. And you're going to want to keep doing this, changing the setting to go 1 up each time until you get to 6 or 5 or 6 or whatever thickness you would like it to be. And keep in mind that the thinner it is, the quicker it will cook and the better it will taste. And if you have a rolling pin, you would want this to be about as thin as paper. So this, if you look at it, it's very thin. If you want to put it in one more time through, it might be a bit tricky to get it out because it's so thin and it might rip, and that is something that you always want to be careful of until you get a very thin sheet of pasta. And then repeat that with the other 3 clumps. This is the final part of our pasta making process, which is turning the dough into the actual pasta shapes. So if you have a pasta machine, you will set it to whichever option you like. I like linguine, but you can set it to whatever you want. And with the people that don't have a pasta machine, you can use a knife or a pasta cutter to cut your dough into a shape that you like it. So if you have a pasta machine, you take a piece and you roll it through Make sure to grab it so that it comes out in your hands. And you can lay it on a pasta drying rack. But if you don't have that, then you can use a cookie rack. So it should look something like this. If you do linguine, very stringy-like thing, and you can put that on the drying rack. So you're gonna keep doing that until all of your pasta is in your desired shape. This will conclude our pasta making experience. So, though this may have seemed hard or have been hard if you are someone that is making pasta from scratch for the first time, it will get a lot easier as you do it, and you can change this recipe to your liking. I will not be showing how to cook in this video because it's very easy. Just boil water and then put the pasta in and check it every so often, stir it so it doesn't stick to the bottom, and check so it doesn't boil over. And then just keep tasting it till you like the final result, and then put whatever topping you want onto it. So make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more cooking videos. I'm Nolan, and this is Kids Cooking with Nolan. Just cut.